St. Patrick has a lot of legends attached to his name, but let's set the record straight. He didn't chase snakes out of Ireland. There weren't any to begin with. He probably didn't use a shamrock to explain the Trinity. That idea popped up over 1,000 years later. And he didn't invent the Celtic cross. Oh, and he wasn't Irish, or named Patrick, or officially made a saint by the Pope. But honestly, the real story of Muinsikit, yes, that was his actual name, is way cooler than the myths. Kidnapped by pirates as a teenager, sold into slavery in Ireland, and stuck herding sheep in the wilderness, he found faith while freezing his toes off in the rain. After a divine dream told him to escape, he hoofed it 200 miles to the coast, sweet-talked some sailors into smuggling him home, and then, plot twist, decided to return to Ireland years later to convert the very people who enslaved him. That's right, instead of holding a grudge, he brought Christianity, abolished slavery, and spent 30 years baptizing pagans and building churches. Talk about commitment. Patrick was a trailblazer, literally. He was the first missionary to venture beyond Roman law into the land of barbarians, which historian Thomas Cahill compares to Columbus's journey, but 1,000 times more humane. He even called out slavery centuries before the Pope got around to it, especially condemning the mistreatment of Irish women, whom he praised for their resilience and backbone, a solid Irish trait to this day. By the time Patrick passed away on March 17, 461, Ireland had stopped its slave trade and was on its way to becoming a center of learning, thanks to monks meticulously copying the great works of Western civilization. This would prove handy when Rome fell to the Visigoths and the Dark Ages hit like a bad hangover. Despite struggling with Latin and nearly flunking priest school, Patrick's faith and sheer stubbornness carried him through. He wrote 2 surviving works, including Confessio, where he reflects on his life, his mistakes, one big one at age 15, still a mystery, and the hardships of being a captive shepherd in a foreign land. Today, St. Patrick's Day is celebrated worldwide, though let's be honest, Patrick probably wouldn't recognize the holiday if he saw it. Ireland kept it a solemn religious feast for centuries, even closing the pubs until recently. Meanwhile, in the US, Irish immigrants turned it into a spectacle with parades, green rivers, and a questionable amount of beer. As Reverend Jack Ward puts it, drinking green beer doesn't make you Irish, it just makes you pee. So, while you're out wearing green and toasting to St. Paddy, take a moment to appreciate the real man behind the legend, an ex-slave, a fearless missionary, and possibly history's earliest anti-slavery activist. Now that's worth celebrating. And that is St. Patrick/St. Patrick's Day nutshelled. Thanks for stopping by. I'd feel really lucky if you pinched those like and subscribe buttons for me. See y'all next time on Nutshelled History.